Can you tell us of an instance or tell us of a case where the plant safety or plant regulations actually hinder the working of the plant?
May I have 1 minute?
If you were to call up your supervisor at HPCL and ask feedback on Aditya, what would he criticize you for?
If you're working with some organization and then you saw some flaw in the process or recurring error and you complain to your reporting manager about the same, and if they are not taking any corrective action, what will you do? Will you leave the company or how will you get it corrected?
4 years of the government's money in the MNIT, 10 months of the HPCL महारत्ना. भी सोचा है गवर्नमेंट कितना इन्वेस्ट कर रही है? बस अपने ईगो के लिए काम कर रहे हो.
Wasting government resources is another question. Absolutely.
That is an excellent question.
We know we are excellent and asking the excellent question, but you are not the excellent, na?
Yes, Aditya. Tell us something about yourself.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Aditya Rawat, and I am a mechanical engineer with global exposure. I have completed my 10th grade from the International School of Bern in Switzerland, and after that, I have completed my 12th from the American International School of Bucharest in Romania.
So why so? 10th and 12th in different countries?
Yes, because my father works in the Ministry of External Affairs, so it was a posting job, so we had to transfer between countries.
Okay.
And then after that, I completed my BTech in mechanical engineering from MNIT Jaipur. After that, I have worked for 10 months in Hindustan Petroleum, and now I'm preparing. I aspire to pursue an education in management.
Okay. So apart from IIM Lucknow, what other calls do you have?
Right now, I have IIM Sambhalpur, IIM Udaipur, IIM Visakhapatnam, and others.
Okay. Fine.
So Aditya, in your profile, you mentioned that you're working with HPCL.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us of an instance or tell us of a case where the plant safety or plant regulations actually affect the working of the plant?
Yes.
Or hinder the working of the plant?
May I have 1 minute? I have two. The first situation is that it was an LPG bottling plant. So we used to fill LPG cylinders, and the regulation, as per safety norms, cylinders should be moved without rolling them. So they are spherical, they are cylindrical in shape. So the practice of rolling them is considered to be unsafe. Rather, they should be taken either by lifting or kept in a vertical position and moved like that. However, in practice, it is often very inefficient, and there are not sufficient labor force employed by the contractor, and as a result, it becomes very difficult to meet the demand while at the same time following all the safety protocols. In the second case, this is more of a human kind of problem. So the safety regulations require that workers should wear safety gloves at all times. This is because LPG is stored at high pressures, and when the cylinder is being filled, there is a slight amount of leakage of LPG from the head, and this is normal and to be expected. But when LPG expands, it cools, and this can cause cold burns on the skin. However, in many plants, including the one where I was working in Jind, Haryana, during summers it becomes very hot, and so wearing gloves on the skin leads to itching and problems for the labor force. So although the safety regulations demand that they wear those gloves, from a human perspective, it becomes very itchy and uncomfortable for them. So those are two instances.
So did you propose any solution?
Was something done about it?
Thus far, nothing was done about it. So I did try my best to ensure. I spoke to the contractor with regards to the rolling problem, and I had told him many times that, listen, the company has paid you in full, so you should hire the proper number of workers. But in trying to save or cut down on costs, they would not call all of the workers. especially during the seasons when crops were being harvested or planted, because Haryana is a very agriculture-based economy. So during those times, there were particularly acute labor shortages. So I did communicate to the contractor that these are the SOPs to be followed, and I did communicate to my senior management as well. And for a few days, they did change, but they also faced problems on their end, because even when they communicated to the workers simply refused to come many times because they were busy in their own fields or working in the field. So, and with regards to the temperature problem, the cooling of the gloves, I thought that it is important to ensure safety. So I made sure that they have safety gloves nearby during the time when it is hot, but and I ensured that they knew how to do the proper first aid, but I understood that it was very difficult with those kind of safety gloves.
So did you recommend for the other variant of safety gloves which has some, which are perforated, which have some holes, because they are available in the market, isn't that? Which allows ventilation.
I was not aware of those things.
And didn't you search about that?
No, because LPG, when it expands, it becomes gaseous. So if there are perforations, then the cooled gas would go through those perforations and it would still damage the skin. So it needs to be absolutely
Sealed.
Airtight, so
Okay.
to speak.
Fine.
If you were to call up your supervisor at HPCL and ask feedback on Aditya, what would he criticize you for?
So you seem to be like flawless because you are not coming up with any criticism.
No, I'm just taking some time to think. Yes. So the major criticism that he would give is my impatience. I believe that as someone who was fresh out of college and lacking the knowledge of the proper protocols, many times I would become frustrated with the slow pace of the progress. So one such incident was that there was an online valve changing machine in our plant, and so when there were cylinders whose valves were faulty, they would go on a separate loop, and on that loop they would get their valves changed, and when the proper valve was fitted, then they would go back onto the main line. Now online valve changing machine does this very efficiently, but there was a leak in the machine and hydraulic oil was coming out, and as a result the machine was not working, and so we had to use a manual kind of machine, a handheld machine, and this was much less efficient. We had to allocate more workers to that, and the line would fill up, and then when the line was full and one more cylinder would be pushed, then the whole of the main line would be stopped, and that would reduce the output of the plant. So I obviously understood that this was not good for production of the plant, and so I went to both the maintenance officer and my plant manager, and I asked that this be rectified immediately. But what I came to appreciate later on was that there are certain protocols. Being a PSU, they cannot just procure something like that. They have to do tendering process, and that was a little I got impatient with that process, because I felt that every day more and more hydraulic oil is leaking out, and that is an extra expense that the company has to bear. And if they end up securing an L1 quote and saving 1,000 rupees, but 2,000 rupees of oil has leaked out, then I did not see the benefit in that. But so I wanted to change the system, even though I was at a very junior level in the management. So I think that over eagerness, I would say, to change, and impatience with the system, I think that is something he would criticize as a big weakness of mine. And I have acknowledged this weakness of mine, and I'm trying to work with it, trying to understand the systems better. As I have mentioned, I found out about the tendering process, and once I did, then I understood why there were the delays.
If you're working with some organization and then you saw some flaw in the process or recurring error and you complain to your reporting manager about the same and or supervisor, and if they are not taking any corrective action, what will you do? Will you leave the company or how will you get it corrected?
See, I don't think leaving the company just because one action is not taken is a sensible or mature course of action, unless it is something very grave, like something which is illegal or which could like cause deaths of many people on the plant. In that case, yes. But if it is something minor like this OVC thing, I think then the best course of action is to try and first of all, I would call my colleagues. So like I was at GE LPG plant. I often used to speak to people who were my batchmates at other plants, and when I found out, so with the cylinder rolling problem, for example, I discussed this with other plants as well, and they said there is the same problem here. And then I said, so what are you doing about it? You know, because I was obviously worried because we had been fresh out of.
My question is, what are you doing? Invested 4 years in the MNIT.
Yes.
Government resources used. बहुत सारा पैसा लगता है गवर्नमेंट का टू ट्रेन एन इंजीनियर, मैनेजर बनना चाहते हो आप. देन द SPCL, महारत्ना, गवर्नमेंट PSUs, बहुत सारा पैसा उसमें भी लगा आपको ट्रेनिंग करने का और छोड़ के चले जाएगा. सो गवर्नमेंट ऑलवेज वांट टू इन्वेस्ट मनी इन यू टू इम्प्रूव यू, बट आप छोड़ के चले जाते हो. इफ़ यू कम टू द IIM लखनऊ, वी ट्रेन यू और फिर छोड़ के चले जाओगे. तो वाई आई पर्सनली बिलीव यू आर अ क्विटर. आगे लाइफ में भी तो यही होने वाला है ना. 4 years of the government's money in the MNIT, 10 months of the HPCL, महारत्ना. कभी सोचा है गवर्नमेंट कितना इन्वेस्ट कर रही है?
Yes, sir.
बस अपने ईगो के लिए काम कर रहे हो.
I have a different perspective on this, sir. I don't see myself as a quitter. So throughout my life.
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं ना. Now you want to be the manager MBA के बाद. What I personally believe, the MEC getting HPCL, the core job, and that's to operation management. If I'm not wrong. पहले से एक मैनेजमेंट का रोल कर रहे हो, फिर मैनेजमेंट क्यों?
Because I think that being in the junior management level at HPCL, I realized that
Everyone start from the junior. You was training there, not the manager. So you should learn the process. If there's a leakage of the 1,000 rupees or the 2,000 rupees का oil versus the 1,000 rupees का investment, you should learn the process and move ahead. Quit कर दिया, छोड़ के चले गए. कल को यहाँ आओगे, कुछ अच्छा नहीं लगेगा, मन का नहीं हुआ, छोड़ के चले गए.
no, sir.
हाँ, यही तो दिख रहा है ना.
But that was not the reason why I left.
I am not looking for the reason why you
Why
left.
do you want to pursue MBA?
Because
What is the reason? You are having, as he mentioned, you have got a good degree.
He was working as a manager, management,
Absolutely.
operation management देख रहा था.
Yeah,
तो क्यों?
you are with one of the Navratna companies. That is obviously another question. Why do you want to go for MBA?
Yes.
Why not in this company? And
Yes.
yes, wasting government resources is another question. Absolutely.
Yes. So that is an excellent question, and I think
We know we are excellent and asking the excellent question, but you are not the excellent ना. Anyway, I don't think it आप justify कर पाओगे because the Twitter cannot justify the act.
sir, I do have a justification if I may be allowed to.
Please, I am going to give you 40 seconds.
As I was in HPCL, I realized that my passion was for a leadership role that was in senior management, and I wanted to start my own company in the education sector because I realized that teaching was my passion, and this is something I came to learn about myself.
What was your CTC, SPCL? 16, 22,
lakhs.
16. 2 years, 16 into 2 is 32. 25 lakhs of the IIM Lucknow. 62 plus 25 is lump sum 90 lakhs. Invest 90 lakhs right now in your passion. Don't go for MBA. 90 lakhs का investment कर रहे हो आप. Have you thought of this?
Yes, sir, I have. but I believe that what I will contribute will be worth many crores, much more than what I invest. That is why I want to go for this.
तो करोड़ का इन्वेस्टमेंट क्या मतलब रिटर्न? यू आर द वॉलंटियर ना, सब कुछ सोसाइटी के लिए करना चाहते हो, अभी रिटर्न सोच रहे हो?
Yes sir.
चाहते क्या हो? पैसा चाहते हो या सोसाइटी को चाहते हो?
Sir, I don't think the two are mutually exclusive. I think it is possible to greatly benefit society and to make.
स्टार्ट अभी से करो ना. Anyway, you are the fluid dynamics. What is the terminal velocity of the normal atmosphere? If we drop a coin from the space, that just a space, what would be the maximum velocity it is going to reach?
I do not remember exactly, but I know it is something. But I think it is something around 120 kilometers per hour.
It is. A free fall terminal velocity is the 120. क्या किया लाइफ में? How a company is going to get the Maharatna? What is the criteria?
It has to earn a certain amount of profit for regularly for many years.
So Maharatna is not in a loss.
If for regularly for the last few years it has gotten consistently more than a certain amount of profit, then it.
There are how many Maharatna in India right now? How many Navratna right now in India?
Navratna?
Yeah.
I don't know, sir.
Who is the current Lok Sabha speaker?
Om Birla.
Are you sure?
Yes.
चेस भी खेलते हो? You play the chess.
Yes, sir.
What's your move? The starting move क्या है?
I try to capture the center. King's pawn.
Name.
2 steps.
Name of the move. That is what? London system.
I play chess casually. I don't.
लाइफ ही कैजुअल है बॉस आपका. मतलब पापा MBA में थे, घूम रहे हैं लाइफ, और इसके बाद MNIT मिला, अच्छा हो गया, छोड़ दिया उसको. SPCL मिला, छोड़ दिया उसको. आगे फिर अब CAT दिया है, कहीं जाएंगे उसको भी छोड़ देंगे CAT, बिकॉज मुझे तो एजुकेशन सिस्टम में आना है. तो इतना चक्कर क्यों काट रहे हो?
It was a process of discovering myself and learning more
So
about
MBA is a discovering.
I want.
थोड़ा सा इंडिया के बाहर घूमे हो, हिमालय पे जाके चले जाओ, बैठ जाओ, डिस्कवर करो.
When did you decide that you want to have an education venture?
So, when I was working, I started feeling dissatisfied with that, and so then I looked within. What is the problem? And it was not that I didn't have enough money. It was because the salary, as you have mentioned, was good. But I felt like there was more that I could give to the society, and then I remembered back to my college days. So many times the professors would call me up to the blackboard and say, "You explain." When they were not able to explain certain topics, they would call me up. And
बोल रहा है प्रोफेसर से ज़्यादा अच्छा है.
That's what I was about to ask. You think you are better than professors over there?
No,
You have that impression, is it?
यहाँ भी आके यही करने वाला है.
no, sir, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I have a gift for teaching, and many of my friends have also told me this, and my sister, who I have often explained concepts to, has told me this, and even many of my professors have appreciated the way in which I am able to explain concepts with examples. So I'm not saying that I am better than my professors. Obviously, they are far more learned than I am. But being of the same generation as my peers allows me to give more relatable examples, I feel, sometimes.
तो PhD कर लो, प्रोफेसर बन जाओ, and that's only for the 5 years, because न्यू जनरेशन आ जाएगी, आपको नहीं समझेगी. You are saying ना कि हम लोग तो ओल्ड हो गए हैं, आप अपने जनरेशन का सिंक कर जाते हो.
That is not.
मतलब that's true.
बात तो सही है. That will be
SPCL
relevant
में
only
आपका
for
boss
few
बेवकूफ़
years.
था, क्योंकि आपकी बात नहीं सुनता था. यहाँ आपके प्रोफेसर बेवकूफ़ है, क्योंकि आपके जनरेशन को समझा नहीं पाते हैं. मतलब सारे बेवकूफ़ हैं या आप बेवकूफ़ हो? मुझको ये बताओ. If A is not equal to C, A is not equal to B, A is not equal to D, means problem in A. यही है ना, सिंपल सा मैथ है. A किसी से इक्वल हो ही नहीं पा रहा है, A से सिंक नहीं कर पा रहा है. Here the A, you don't have a A, you have double A. तो कैसे काम चलेगा?
Sir, I believe in
I
myself.
personally suggest do not invest 25 lakhs और 2 years. ये आपकी लाइफ की सबसे बड़ी गलती होगी एज ए सीनियर. टीचिंग कीजिए, पैशन फॉलो करो, ये एडवाइस है मेरा. खुश रहोगे आप. यहाँ भी आके जो है ना फंस जाओगे. डन मेरे साइड से.
Yeah, any other question?
No, so I'm done.
Okay, fine. That's it. So Aditya, let's talk about the feedback.
आप बताइए फटाक से जस्ट 30 सेकंड में कैसा लगा, आपका क्या फीडबैक है जस्ट दिस 15 मिनट का.
I think
ये नहीं बोलना कि आपने, आप बताओ पहले बताओ आप. सॉरी.
I think I need to think more deeply about the questions you have asked and similar kind of questions, because they were very valid questions and I did not have an answer to them. So like you said that you should go into teaching and that I should try and go over these kind of things. I think I was able to handle pressure well, but the answers I need to prepare better beforehand.
My feedback is you don't know why MBA. आपको अंदर से नहीं पता है. Why MBA is not a single question. Why MBA is a motive जो आपको MBA में जाके भी क्विट करने से रोक देगी. तो आपको मान लो कि वो आंसर आपका नहीं है. कुड बी अ रॉन्ग आंसर, कुड बी डिसऑनेस्ट आंसर, आपके साइड से हो सकता है, बट आप उसको इनकलकेट करना होगा. आप अभी भी एक टीचर बनना चाहते हो तो मुझे वाई MBA में नहीं दिखा, तो मैं आपको अपने क्लास में क्यों चाहूँगा. और आप तो बोल रहे हो कि हम लोग बेवकूफ़ हैं. आपका ये सारा आंसर था ना, बॉस मैं स्मार्ट हूँ, बुढ़े लोग बेवकूफ़ हैं. चाहे मेरा सीनियर हो या मेरा प्रोफेसर हो, सब बेवकूफ़ हैं. वो हमारी जनरेशन को नहीं समझ पाते हैं, मैं अपनी जनरेशन को समझा पाता हूँ. तो आप आके हमारी बदतमीजी करोगे तो फिर तो.
Okay, I'll just share my views, Aditya, and then sir will also share. So देखो, मुझे एक चीज़ में बताओ, हमेशा 3C में मैं बिलीव करता हूँ, कंटेंट, क्लैरिटी, कॉन्फिडेंस. कंटेंट क्लैरिटी का कोई मुझे क्वेश्चन नहीं लगा, कॉन्फिडेंस भी मुझे अच्छा लगा. कुछ जगह पे आप करेक्ट कर सकते हो, जैसे जो भी चीज़ों में आपने काम किया है उसका आपको सफिशिएंट नॉलेज है, आप थोड़ा सा एलिब्रेशन ज़्यादा करते हो, आप थोड़ा शांति से बोलते हो. वंस अगेन ज़रूरी नहीं है कि हर कोई को ये ना पसंद आए, ये थोड़ा सा पैनल पे भी डिपेंड करेगा. आप थोड़ा आराम से अपना टाइम लेके बोलते हो, विच इज़ इन अ वे साइन ऑफ मैच्योरिटी, राइट. बट एट द सेम टाइम समटाइम्स दे आर ऑल्सो दे विल स्टार्ट क्रॉस क्वेश्चनिंग. अगर आप उनको इतना सारा एयर टाइम दे दोगे ना तो वो आपको बोलने ही नहीं देंगे. एक आध बार वो सुन लेंगे बट फिर वो कहेंगे चलो ठीक है आगे बढ़ते आगे बढ़ते आगे बढ़ते. तो थोड़ा ज़्यादा आप खुद ही स्ट्रेस इंटरव्यू बना दोगे. तो व्हाट आई विल से इज कि जहाँ पे टाइम की ज़रूरत है पूरे इंटरव्यू में, एक आध इंस्टेंस ऐसा होता है जहाँ पे आप इतना लंबा पॉज लेके रिप्लाई कर रहे हो, बाकी जगह पे आप थोड़ा जल्दी रिप्लाई करो. सेकंड, बहुत ज़्यादा एलिब्रेशन मत करो, पूरा प्रोसेस नहीं बताना है. आप उनको पहले से ही पूरा प्रोसेस बता देते हो. तो कोई भी चीज़ को अगर आपको बताना है उसको कोशिश करो थोड़ा क्रिस्प बताओ. फिर अगर वो पूछते नहीं ये कैसे हुआ, उसके ऊपर थोड़ा और इन्फॉर्मेशन वो मांगते तो आप उसको बताओगे. आर गेटिंग दिस पॉइंट? बाकी जैसा मैंने कहा कि और यस, ये एक पार्ट है, ये क्वेश्चन आएगा कि आपने MNID से किया, फिर उसके बाद में नवरत्न में काम कर रहे हो, आपके डोमेन का फील्ड है और क्यों आप MBA के लिए जाना चाहते हो. सो जस्ट बिकॉज यू वांट टू स्टार्ट एन एजुकेशन कंपनी कैन नॉट बी द सोल रीज़न. ठीक है, वो कनेक्ट नहीं होगा. सर क्या लगता है?
It's a personal this thing. There's no logic. You did not build a bridge. You did not show a gap that this is something that MBA will help you fill.
करेक्ट.
And
MBA का
adding-
नीड नहीं दिखाया आपने.
Adding on to what Sir was saying, the content is there. When we asked you the safety and working hindrance.
Beautiful answers,
Superb
right?
answer.
Superb
Loved
answer.
it, yaar. But then expect the add-on question, ki what did you do? Then it completely fell apart because you said nothing, sir. Sir kept hinting perforated gloves, different kind of gloves, something. You said perforated gloves will not work, but you did not justify what else. So that's fine. ठीक है. Then we also asked you about your criticism, which you said impatience. Those are red flag. You were being honest, but let's not be like so brutally honest. So you could have said कि I like to see impacts and outcomes. I like to create impacts and see outcomes. When those outcomes get delayed, I kind of tend to get a bit restless. So you are sugarcoating it, of course. The example that you gave was very nice. वो जो सिलेंडर लाइन में अटकते थे, बहुत बढ़िया था वो भी.
बहुत अच्छा.
So that
वो
was
आएगा,
good.
वो क्वेश्चन में आएगा, कहीं ना कहीं तो आएगा.
100%.
Share that example.
So this was nice. You've done justice to your experience and you've learned your ways. But Aditya, once again, see, this is where sir said is subjective. I found you passive. I found your body language very muted. So we would want you, now you don't have to scream or be aggressive, don't get me wrong. Little bit of voice modulation.
Okay.
Alright, little bit of more emphatic speaking.
And a little more cheerful in general.
Yeah.
About
No, he started smiling in the second half. First half he was not smiling at all, so sir is right. First half he was not smiling. Only when Amya sir started grilling you and kind of this thing, you started smiling. So that was weird. You should have smiled throughout in the sense of balance. Alright, again assertively answers are not coming out, they are very good, but they are not. So what
is एक question मैं पूछना चाहूँगा, what is the reason for dissatisfaction and what is the reason for leaving this one? Is it just suddenly one fine day, because 10 months हुए, कौन से 10 years हुए हैं, आपने MNID से किया, 10 months के अंदर suddenly आपको ये education का passion कैसे आ गया? क्योंकि एजुकेशन, हम सब लोग एजुकेटर है, वो ओवरनाइट नहीं आता. 10 months is too short to become passionate about education, I feel, right? तो क्या ये जो डिससेटिस्फैक्शन है, इज इट बिकॉज कि आपको ऐसा लग रहा है योर स्किल्स आर अंडर यूटिलाइज्ड इन दिस कंपनी, यू आर नॉट बीइंग हर्ड, एंड इफ यू अचीव अ गुड पोजीशन, मतलब अगर आप MBA करते हो, प्रॉब्ली यू विल बी एट दैट पोजीशन जहाँ पे आप डिसीजन ले पाओगे और इम्प्लीमेंट कर पाओगे, जो अभी नहीं हो पा रहा है. इज इट द रीजन?
Yes, that is also part of it.
व्हाई डोंट यू मेंशन दिस? सर, इसको मेंशन करने में कोई प्रॉब्लम है क्या? दैट कैन बी अ गुड रीजन फॉर यू टू गो फॉर एन MBA प्रोग्राम, कि आपका जो एक्सपीरियंस रहा, तो आपको ऐसा लगा कि आप में आपकी स्किल्स अंडर यूटिलाइज्ड है. देखो, फिर से वही चीज़ आ जाती है, मैंने बताया था कि हम नेगेटिव किसी के बारे में नहीं बोलेंगे, सर ये अच्छा नहीं है, वो अच्छा नहीं है, सिस्टम खराब है, वो नहीं बोलेंगे. हम ये कहेंगे कि मुझे कहाँ पे बेटर अपॉर्चुनिटी दिख रही है. राइट
सर, ये चीज़ मेरे दिमाग में आई थी, बट लाइक इन द इंटरव्यू I wasn't able to say it. I think it was the passiveness as well. So in an actual interview, I will be more assertive and I will try to say, bring my point forward, because ये मेरे दिमाग में आया था जब मैंने कहा था कि I was at junior management level, but then I didn't want to be rude and interrupt the interviewers, but because then I think sir has said कि you are quitting in this, but उससे पहले मैं बोलना चाह रहा था कि if I had been in the management, I would have done things differently, and so that's why I wanted to do this MBA so that I can then be in that position where I can.
MBA
So
is not
अब
a
यहाँ पे
shortcut. So as you're saying, you will not suddenly switch to senior management like this. It will still take years. You'll have to develop the skill sets and everything. So don't say that.
Okay.
या सो आपके, मतलब आई एम नॉट अवेयर ऑफ, सो आई एम आस्किंग कि क्या कोई ऐसा क्राइटेरिया है कि इफ़ यू कंप्लीट योर MBA यू गेट इमीडिएट प्रमोशन और समथिंग आफ्टर कंप्लीटिंग सर्टेन ईयर्स? अगर आप आपको मास्टर्स परस्यू करते हो तो आपको प्रमोशन मिलता है?
गवर्नमेंट जॉब, उसमें ऐसा कुछ
नहीं. Not.
अच्छा,
I am not in HPCL anymore.
ओके.
I left.
अच्छा, आपने छोड़ दिया है.
I want to go to some different company at a higher level. And I think कि in some private company, so in HPCL, the promotion is like in the government job, so you have to do a certain number of years there and then you get promoted, and then when you get into a very higher level then they start looking more at your merit. Before that it is more how many years you have served. Correct. So I think that was not the kind of model which I preferred. I preferred merit based promotion even if someone is less experienced.
So ये आपको ये मतलब HPCL ज्वाइन करते समय नहीं पता था कि उनका इस तरीके से पूरा सक्सेशन रहता है?
I didn't know that.
प्रमोशन वगैरह इस तरीके से रहता था?
मुझे ये नहीं पता था.
ओके, क्योंकि ये भी एक क्वेश्चन आ सकता है कि यू नीड टू बी थॉटफुल बिफोर सिलेक्टिंग अ कंपनी. यार ये आपको पता होना चाहिए. आप जाके नहीं कह सकते कि यार अच्छा यहाँ पे तो ऐसा है वैसा है. इट्स नोन टू एवरीवन. द प्रमोशन सिस्टम इज नोन टू एवरीवन, इजंट दैट?
That was a flaw on my part. I didn't do my due research before joining that company.
ओके, सो इसके ऊपर वर्क करना है. भाई MBA आंसर हैज टू बी लिटिल मोर कन्विंसिंग.
Okay.
राइट, तो उसके ऊपर काम करना है.
Okay.
राइट, ओके,
थैंक यू.